Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, The Smoking Beard. Today we're going to show you how to smoke some potatoes using your Masterbuilt Propane Smoker. Stay tuned. Alright, so you got here is a basic setup for smoking some potatoes. First thing, of course, the very first thing you want to do is you want to get some potatoes. Now, these are your regular standard potatoes. There are something called baked potatoes that are a little bit bigger than this. But for this video, I'm just going to show you what the standard ones. So I got 6 that I'm going to be smoking today. I tried to get them as close to the size as possible, similar in size as possible. That way, when one comes out, all of them else come out. Alright. The other thing you do need is you are going to have to, I guess you would call this tenderize the potatoes a little bit, so that way they don't explode on you when they're inside the smoker. So you need to get something like a knife. You also need something called, not Worcestershire sauce, not the wrong one. You need something called extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to show you what this is for. Salt, pepper, and garlic powder. So these are the 3 basic ingredients you need, and of course a bowl to put them in as you're working with them. But the very first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go get these washed so that we can start preparing them for the actual smoke. Alright, now that you have your potatoes washed and ready to go, the next thing you want to do is you actually want to dry them off a little bit. Alright, so at this point, it's a really good idea to go and turn on your propane smoker, because it does take a little bit to heat up. You want to have your the propane smoker ready to go, nice and heated up when you're done with this, because as soon as you get this done, you can stick them in there. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and set up my propane smoker. Okay, so what you want to do is when you want to set up your propane smoker, you just got to make sure this is my chip. I bought this cast iron skillet because the original chip tray that it comes with allows for too much heat. So I found that this was an easier way to maintain the smoke but not the flare-ups of the heat. So I'm gonna refuel these, or I'm gonna put a brand new set of chips to be able to smoke. And you're gonna put this actually on top of the chip tray that came with it, and you got to make sure you have, of course, your propane ready to go. You have enough propane. Mine is on full. Let me just add some more chips to that, and then we should be good to go. Alright, so I have my new set of chunks here, chips or chunks, whatever you want to use. If you use chunks, this will last a little bit longer. If you use chips, it'll also work. You just have to keep on adding more chips, because the flame will go through your chips pretty quick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them in here. Make sure my door closes, okay? And the next step is to actually turn on your propane smoker by opening the fuel tank and then turning the knob and then igniting. There it is. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it on high right here. We are gonna have to regulate the temperature a little bit because we don't want it to get too high. But for now, I want it to actually just to start to smoke. So I am gonna leave it on high so we can go ahead and start smoking that goodness. But yes, there it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back inside, and we're actually going to continue preparing our potatoes for them to get ready to get smoked. Oh yeah, it's good to go. Alright guys, so we're back inside. The next step in the process is to actually stab your potatoes with a fork so that you can allow for the for some of the, I guess, the moisture to release when you're making the potatoes on the actual smoker when you're smoking them. Make sure you get enough of this in there, because the more you get, the more you do of this, the better it is for you to get your potatoes out sooner than later. So I would suggest just try to get at some type of pattern and just continue doing this until you go all the way around a potato, and until you do all 6 of them, or however many you're gonna make. So you got them done. You stabbed them with a fork or something sharp all the way around. The next thing you want to do is you're going to notice that they got a little bit of wet on the outside because of the juices that are coming out. So you just give them another quick pat down. So the next step in the process is to actually coat your potatoes with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. What I like to do is I like to get a little bit on my palm and then grab the first potato and just kind of twirl it around. Give it a 360. Get the other one. Still have enough for what's in my palm, so I'm just going to leave it there. Still have enough for there. So, I mean, a little bit of this goes a long way. You're just trying to give it a little nice coat. I'm going to reload here. Alright, so the next thing you want to do here is you want to actually season it through the outside. You want to do a mixture of salt, pepper, and if you like, some garlic powder, just to give it a little bit of taste on the outside. Alright, so the next step in the process is to actually go and put them in your smoker. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're out here on my smoker, and if you recall, I did turn this on about 5-7 minutes ago, and if you can see from the sides, you can already see some of the smoke coming out. The next thing I want to do is I'm actually going to open this up, and I'm actually going to put my potatoes in here. So the last step in the smoking process here is to actually just regulate your temperature. You got to make sure you want to keep it between 200 and 300 degrees, which right now it's at 200, but I know that's going to spike a little bit, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Some of the things you want to do when you're regulating the temperature is, of course, one, the easiest way is to actually lower the knob here, and that regulates the amount of flame that comes out. That's one way of doing it. You could also close the back or open the back damper. I'm just going to have it fully closed. If I wanted to lower the temperature a little bit, I would open it up a little bit, and if not, I want to keep it smoking, I'll close it off. And you can also check on the bottom to make sure that you have enough chips. If it's not hot enough or it's too hot, you either remove or add chips at the bottom. But right now, as long as it's not flaring up, we should be good to go. All right, so I'll see you guys in a little bit once my potatoes are ready to be pulled out. Alright, so we're back. I wanted to give you an update. As you know, if you have a propane smoker, it's very hard to regulate the temperature on these things. It was going between 350 to 400 degrees. So instead of the 2.5 to 3 hours that I was expecting it to come out, these potatoes came out in about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes. Now, the time it took also depends on how big your potatoes are. So mine came out in about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes. Yours might take a little bit longer, but it all depends on a couple of things: the temperature on your smoker and how big your potatoes are. At this point, you can easily just cut them up, add some butter, add cheese and bacon bits or bacon and some sour cream, and make some a baked potato. The other option is to mash them up and go ahead and add butter and milk, and you can have mashed potatoes or just eat them the way they are. But these are nice and crispy. I have a nice crispy outer edge, and I can't wait to see what they look like on the inside. I already opened one of them up, and it looks really good. Let me give it a taste test. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, guys, once again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this video or any suggestions for future videos. Once again, this has been the Smoking Beard, and I'll catch you on the flip side.